In today's video, when the bulk goes too far, like I did right here. Hey guys, this is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and don't worry, although my bulk was here, I still got shredded here, okay? So I'm gonna teach you guys about the idea of bulking, and I want to address this issue. But the reason I want to address the issue today is because I got a great question on my Instagram. So if you guys have questions, go right here to my Instagram direct message, send me your question. I'm 19 years old. I go to the gym 6 days a week and decided to do a dirty bulk with my friend. Looking back, I wish I didn't do it. I'm having trouble losing weight. I started taking creatine as well during the weight gain, and I tried cutting a bunch of times starting from April and having trouble. I went from 185 and looking good to 215 and struggling to lose weight. Man, if only I could go back in time. You are me. You are me, brother. Like when I was in my early 20s, I was dying to be 200 pounds. I was eating anything left and right. And I thought going to the gym meant it was all turning to muscle, but it was all turning to mush. And I'll say this, muscle building is a slow process. Relatively speaking, it takes months, weeks, years. It just takes time to build muscle. Like it takes a long time, and it's a very gratifying process when you do it the right way. However, putting on fat is not a slow process, okay? Putting on fat is something that you can do in a matter of days and weeks. So when we get into this idea of dirty bulking, the real fun of it is, especially when I was younger, I noticed like as I was putting on body fat, I was hitting PRs in the gym. You know, me and my friend were stacking 10s on the barbell and we were curling it, and we were, stacking 25s on the bench and we were pressing it, and we were skipping leg day, but ignore that fact. But the point is that the dirty bulk, it's very attractive. A, because who doesn't love to just stuff their face? Like me and my friend used to work out, get done at 10 p.m., go to the Taco Bell drive-thru, get home, have a protein shake made with ice cream. Christian, if you're out there, hooray to us, we survived that. But the point is like, I get that idea. So I really want to help you and meet you where you're at. First things first, if you looked really good at 185, you probably should have bulked to 190, right? The idea that we need to put on 30, 40 pounds of body fat to add a little bit of lean body mass is a bit misguided. And, I can't say for sure if I should or shouldn't have done it. Looking back, I got a little uncomfortable and realizing that, I was a very tall, thin guy. I graduated high school, guys, at, 6'2", 6'3", 155, 160 pounds. So I think I always will have that kind of idea that I need to be heavier and I need to gain more weight. So it does depend a little bit on your background. But there was a point where I was probably really happy in my low 200s that I thought, okay, now we got to push it. And, the picture I posted before, I was probably in the 240s, pushing 250. For a while, I thought, okay, if I get up real heavy, when I cut down, I'll have more muscle. And while you may end up building more muscle, you lose that muscle because of the dieting process, right? Caloric restriction, it reduces your energy, your performance in the gym is going to suffer. So you're going to sacrifice a little bit of muscle, losing 30, 40 pounds of body fat. So where should you start? You didn't mention anything about your diet. Like dirty bulking takes no effort. You can hit your protein goals just through sheer force of will because you're eating so many calories. So what I want you to really focus on right now is download an app, a free app like Nutrition IX, and just start plugging in what you're eating. You don't even necessarily have to change anything. This for me was the greatest change in my life. In 2007, I reached out to a then unknown person by the name of Layne Norton from bodybuilding.com. And I said, hey man, I see you've had some success with helping people win natural bodybuilding shows. I think I'd like to give this a try. He explained to me how to hit my macros, and the first thing I had to do was start tracking my food, and it took me about a week logging into a website, plugging in all my numbers, and I was way off. I was way too high on fats, way too low on protein, but over the course of about a week, I started to realize, okay, I can't eat ground beef because it's got 20% fat, but I can eat ground beef because it's got 5% fat, or I can eat lean ground turkey. I can eat chicken, it's got less fat. So you start to realize there's protein sources that have less fat. Likewise, I realized, well, I can't get all my carbohydrates from cookies because of the fat content, but I can get a lot of carbohydrates from rice because guess what? No fat, right? So you start to realize that there are some foods that can help you stay within your macronutrient goals without kicking you out of your caloric goals for the day. And that for me was a big wake-up call. So really, I hate to say it because I say it all the damn time. It's about accountability, my friend. If you don't know what's going in, you're not tracking it. And I'm not saying it has to be perfect. There's no perfect tracking, because calories are an estimation of the caloric expenditure your body has to use to break that down and use it for fuel. That's all an estimation. But all we're doing with tracking and being accountable with our calories is starting to understand, okay, how much protein are we eating? Are we getting enough protein to meet our goals to build muscle and rebuild our muscle that we're breaking down? Are we hitting our protein goals and our carbohydrate goals and our fat goals? Is our fat high enough to help us with the cascade of hormones that happens from only fat intake? Fat is nutritionally required for hormone production, okay? So when you start to understand those things, it really comes down to just changing your daily routine. And it can be hard when you've been dirty bulking, right? You got to become a different person. You got to start doing some cardio, okay? That's one thing. If I could go back in time and talk to my young self, I was afraid of cardio. I thought, okay, if I want to put on muscle, I have to stop playing basketball. I have to stop going for walks. I can't ride my bike. False. You can do all those things and put on heaps of muscle, but you have to make sure that your nutrition is correct for you to do that. Now, if you don't really know where to start and you want some free help, go to ProPhysiqueMacros.com. Okay, it's literally, there's nothing on there to buy, not selling anything. It is just a free macro calculator. It's going to help you set up your macros. It's going to help you set up your meals based on your goals. Also, if you go to ProPhysique.com, I have some free training programs. The beginner's guide is free. That includes some diet and nutrition advice, some cardio advice. The whole point here is that I want to give you guys the tools to figure out how to do this on your own. And if you need support, you can always email Coach Paul. I'm always here to help you guys. But that's the whole point, is dirty bulking, it can be fun. I know I did it. I overdid it. I had to undo it and I had to learn. And now I get to stay this sexy all the time because I understand macronutrients. Even at 48 years old as a lifetime natural bodybuilder, I did a bodybuilding show last year. I stay hitting PRs. I just hit a nice little dumbbell press PR the other day. If you watch my Instagram stories, you know what I'm talking about. I hit a dumbbell squat PR the other day. So the goal is to manage your physique around your goals. And that's what we want to do. And that's about self-discovery. And sometimes going through a dirty bulk can help you understand, yeah, maybe I don't want to be 215. Maybe I want to be 190, 195. All right. Hopefully this answers your questions, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.